Hello, my name is Sarah, and today for my tribute speech, I am going to be talking about this small stingray that I've had since before I can remember. And the story of how I found this stingray in my house right after I dropped out of my first college really symbolized to me a lot of things. It symbolized to me that I was eventually going to find my correct path and that it was okay that I hadn't. And it symbolized that I had found something that I thought was lost to me. Because at that same time, I was also heavily debating what I was studying and what I was doing in my life. Because a lot of my childhood, I wanted to study marine life, I wanted to be a marine scientist, but I just never thought that I would be able to do that based on where I lived and my grades. Even though I had good grades, I just never thought that it was good enough. And then finding a totem that was my favorite animal, and it has been since I was a little kid, really symbolized to me that everything was going to be okay. And though seemingly insignificant, this little stingray that I've had since childhood serves as a really personal symbol of just emotional resilience, security, and the power of really familiar childhood objects that provide comfort and stability in times of uncertainty. Today, I want to talk about how this object does provide security, and it provides a surety to me that I've been passionate about the same thing my entire life, and it also provides strength, and just personal strength in general. So, first things first, even though it's really small and just innocuous, this stingray provides a lot of security whenever I travel or whenever I go on a difficult exam or do a presentation on something that takes a lot of energy and a lot of brain power. Whenever I go on trips, I have a little bit of a fear of airplanes, and I bring this stingray in my backpack, in my suitcase. I just have it in my pocket or something, and it provides security for whatever reason. And just the fact that I've had this since before I can remember, and I don't even remember obtaining this. It just was there in a time where I needed a symbol that everything was going to be okay, and it's kind of just stuck as that symbol since I was 18 years old and scared and dropping out of my very first college. So it provides security in times that are unknown or uncertain for me. I also took it to my very first international science conference in order to just feel secure, and I ended up getting recruited to one of my dream grad schools, so perhaps I attribute it to this stingray as well. It also provides a surety to me that I've been on the same path my whole life. I've been wanting to study marine life, and I've been wanting to be a fish scientist or a chondrichthy scientist or plasma brain scientist since I was a little kid. And this just is a totem of what I've always loved and what I always will love. And whenever I think I might be on the wrong path, or that I'm not smart enough, or I don't have enough energy to do the things that I have to do for my career, I will bring the stingray to class or have it in my pocket or something to provide that security that I am on the right path. Lastly, it also really provides strength. I was at my lowest point when I found this stingray in my upstairs at one of my parents' houses. I was just going through some old things and I found it, and for some reason something told me to immediately put it in my pocket. Even though I was at my lowest point, I didn't know what I was doing, I didn't know where I was going, I didn't even really know who I was anymore. I thought I knew, and then my first year of college, my first semester of college was awful, and I had to drop out. And ever since I found it, I started doing things that were for me and not for what other people thought I should be doing. I applied to a really large school instead of a small one. I did marine science as a major instead of something else like neuroscience. I started doing things for me, and so it provided that strength that I needed. Even if that strength did come from myself and not from an inanimate object, it gave me that confidence to understand that I have that strength and I have that willpower in me. Sometimes it just takes a little totem to remind myself that I still have that strength. So, in conclusion, though seemingly innocuous, I really do bring this stingray whenever I go, both for comfort and strength. My friends, family, and my partner all know the power behind this small creature. I bring it with me whenever I travel. I brought it with me with my partner, and we went to the Badlands for our first road trip together, and we got a flat tire, and we were stranded in the middle of South Dakota at night, but everything turned out okay. So I know the power behind this stingray, and even though that power comes from myself or my connections, but I've had it since before I could remember it, and that means a lot to me. And it reminds me how far I've come and how far I can continue to go in the future. Thank you. And for my professor, I did not have a note card.